we live?
Should be live. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if we're live.
Is it live? Refresh this one.
Okay.
See.
Should be
Can
live.
you see us? Can you see us?
If you can see us, you should comment.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, hey.
There we are.
Let me turn that
Oh,
off.
turn that off.
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
All like Dee and Ellis and whoever else is here hanging out. This is so weird. We've never done this before. But we really want this to be a conversation. And we want to talk about the things that you guys are actually wondering about. And just be really open and honest about what's going on in our lives and our hearts and the channel and life. And that's all we got. We pretty much just are like, let's try this thing out and see how it goes.
Well, we also have snacks. Well,
Wait.
a snack.
You have a snack?
Mm-hmm.
A snack. I'm eating a thing. My wife got me a beef stick. So that's pretty good. Hi, Dia Nellis. She is so sweet. Listen, I know you're out there right now and you can actually hear us. But your wife, you say stuff. I'm going to eat a snack.
I don't know. Can you hear us okay, I guess?
Yeah, if you can hear us, we need to know. Can you comment? Because we haven't tested. Wait. They can totally hear us. If I can hear us, then they can hear us. That's crazy. Dianella says yes.
Cool.
Well, cool. So, good evening. Actually, we did get a couple ideas. Folks shared some ideas for what to start out with and what we love. Hi, Linda. Glad you're here. We would love to have some questions. So if you guys got questions, put them in the chat. But we're going to start out with a couple of ideas from some comments we got.
Yeah, so what type of music do you listen to?
That's a good question.
Well,
I'm eating. You talk.
Well, for you at least, there was pre being a Christian.
It's like BC.
For me, pretty much just like worship music. I do like hymns and piano and stuff, but I don't know. I really love when people harmonize. So like really good acapella, like Pentatonics, love. And their Christmas albums, like we play them every year.
That's true. Annoyingly, so like a lot.
Yeah. Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer Mosley's here. Jennifer.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Glad to have you guys. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them down in the chat box because we will answer them. So, yeah, I don't know. I pretty much just like worship music and acapella.
Okay. I don't...
But good harmonies. Like really good harmonies.
Not like bad harmonies.
I'll tell you what I don't like.
What don't you like?
I don't like screamo music. Like the kind where they're just screaming and like playing like, I don't know, heavy rock or something. I don't know. I don't like it. I want them to sing, not scream.
Screamo was a very short period of time for me. There was a lot of BC for me, a lot of before Christ in my life, as you so very sweetly alluded to. And so yeah, when I was in high school, my favorite bands, not recommendations today, just saying this was at the time. My favorite bands were Korn, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park,
I
Tool.
did like Linkin Park.
Okay.
I did listen to Linkin Park.
Things like that. I also really like musicals. But guys, if there are guys watching right now, know that I also like guns and explosives and things like that. So it's okay. I like musicals. And regarding like actual Christian music, which is most of what we listen to now, I'm not a huge fan of like radio Christian music. Like it's okay. It's good. And it definitely has a place, and it was very valuable to me, especially I think early on in my walk with God, because it really, a lot of it reflects on...
I think lyrics matter.
Yeah, lyrics matter, and a lot of Christian radio music reflects on like where you're coming from, and I needed that. And that
hi, Linda. Oh, she's from Washington State. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay, I'll get over it one day. Linda, we're so glad you're here. This is the first one of the things we've done.
We are in Florida right now. South Florida, where it's hot.
Yeah.
Well, it's been okay, but it's about to get really hot because
but it's Florida, so it's hot.
Coming. Yeah.
We're in Palm Beach County, so it's hot, and we still have restrictions from coronavirus. We can talk about that, but I listened to a lot of crazy stuff, and now mostly worship music. There's a lot of stuff that I used to listen to I just can't anymore. Conscience, it's a thing.
Has anyone ever heard of 10th Avenue North? Because I really like them, and they actually started in our area, and they have toured for years now. I mean, I think they just said not long ago that they were stopping their tour, and I was so sad. But I mean, they've been doing it for probably like 20 years almost, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Not touring, but like as a band, they had been together touring. Anyways, so yeah, 10th Avenue North.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you guys have a favorite band, tell us in the chat.
Yes, throw it up in the chat. If your favorite band
What
is
books
something
are you
funny,
reading?
that would be great. What books? Oh man. Well, the Bible. No. What books are you reading? I actually am about to read a book called, I think it's called The Five Voices. I was reading, rereading Five Levels of Leadership, and before that I had read Excellence Wins. So lots of leadership, yeah, which is not my favorite thing to read. I do it for work because it's valuable for leading people. It matters, and you can always learn more. I like to read fantasy stuff like fiction, sci-fi, that kind of thing, because if y'all don't know from all these videos so far, I'm a nerd. It's a thing. So how about you, honey? Books? Oh wait.
How do I do this?
I got it. I'll do it.
I haven't really been reading a ton, although I do like, it's an author, Robin Carr. It's not Christian or anything, but it's like predictable, you know, cute little romantic books. So I've been just getting them from the library on my phone. And so sometimes I read them at work in between patients because it makes the day go by faster. Other than that, the Bible, obviously. I have like a devotional.
We're cheating with these Christian answers.
Well,
I mean, really.
I mean,
yeah,
it is the truth. And other books, I can't like recall. I mean, there's so many that I want to read, but I just don't make the time. I mean, truth be told, it's just not as much of a priority right now. I think we do a lot more stuff for the channel and like reading and listening to things on how to like be better at doing YouTube and like making our channel better so that we can communicate better, we can get to know more people, and not a lot of books, but
a couple new folks have joined, so hi to you people. This is a small live stream. This is our first one, but we're excited. If you're relatively new, we just started YouTube in June of 2019 because this girl right here, my wife, this is Brigitte, felt like God was telling her, am I telling your story?
You can tell my story. It's okay.
Like God was telling her that we needed to do that, and I was like, really? And so we started this thing not knowing what we were doing, really, sincerely, and we're like, what do we do? Let's do a Costco haul, because that's what people watch apparently, and we did it, and it was cool. And my wife and I are completely different people, like in every imaginable way, but this is and we've never had anything we both like doing together, like at all. But this was the first thing that we could learn together, because we had to learn it all from scratch and work on and build together.
I had never edited a video before we started YouTube, and now it's like I love it. I mean, he set me up with this like online, like could hardly do anything. He was just like, let's just see if she likes it or whatever. And I come back after like an hour of messing with it, and like I was actually getting frustrated because I was like, I can't do what I want to do. And I come back and I'm like, I love it, and I wanted to do more. So. It was just one of the things that we like started doing it, and then found that, wow, this is a really cool creative process and we should keep going. So
yeah, it's a weird thing because we didn't expect it. So yeah, if you're new, we are too. It's okay, but we're glad you're here. We have figured out that really we just want to build community. We care a lot about getting better at family. Like this is what's really important to us. And so we want to help other people do the same thing, and we don't think we have a lot to offer, honestly. Like real talk, most of the time we do a video, we're like, what are we telling people this for? Why would they listen to us?
Well,
we don't.
I think a lot of people, like us included, like struggle with imposter syndrome, and I think that that's just totally the enemy, because he doesn't want us to share what's in our hearts, because you know, God's putting stuff on our hearts to share with people, and he wants to squash that. So, you know, I mean, there's countless times where I'll be talking to someone here at our table, and I'll just tell them like my 2 cents on something, or something I learned, you know, going through a similar situation in the past. And then, you know, come 6 months later, they come back to me and be like, you know what you said, this and that. And I was like, I don't remember, but sure, okay, like, was totally God speaking through me or something, but like, it really impacted them. And I was like, well, that's awesome. Like, I'm glad that I listened and shared whatever it was I thought was not important, but God was saying to share it, and it helped, them. So that's what we hope to do through this channel, and we hope that we can encourage you guys, and in the same at the same time, like, we actually encourage each other, and we grow, and so yeah.
Yeah, we got a question from Donna Smith. Hi, Donna Smith. I've seen you around in the comments, I think. Linda's asking, are you both at home now? And I want to come back to what you were saying too, because it made me think of something, but I didn't want to ignore the comments. Are you both home now, or are you going to work?
Well, we are both working. I leave the house because I do ultrasound in a hospital, and you are home, working from home.
Mm-hmm.
So
with the kids, with the 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. It should be going back to school in like 3 weeks for summer.
That'll be good.
It's not school, like it's daycare.
Yeah.
They're opening in 3 weeks, which will be great, because then, next Monday, my work schedule is really ramping up back to more full-time status, because I think we're opening outpatients at our hospital. So that means more people are coming in, and so that way I'll be gone more and you'll be home more, but it's going to be really hard for you to work full-time with the kids here. So it's going to be that weird like dynamic of stuff is starting to like open back up, but some stuff is not open, so we can't just like flip into back to our normal schedule or what was our normal, but we're going to be expected to be able to do it, but we still have kids at home, so it's going to be a complicated 3 weeks, I think, but we'll get through it. Everyone's dealing with it, so
yeah, it's this weird thing, and we want to hear from you guys, like whoever's watching right now, like how are you dealing with this being at home all the time thing? If you got kids, how's that going? If you don't, are you enjoying it? Is it a struggle for you? How's your family doing? Let us know. Comment, throw it up in chat there. I see. Okay, listen, I need to know, Mr. Bitsambila, how to pronounce your name, because I got a couple options. Sorry guys, sidetrack. This guy right here. Is it Sanctifier or Sanctifié, or is that actually not your first name? We just want to know. We want to talk about people, and we don't know how to do that if we don't know how to pronounce the name. So let me know what's up with that. But
let's do a little fun fact about Brandon.
Oh no fun facts.
He loves language.
That's a fun fact. I love languages.
Yes.
That's true.
So he speaks English, obviously.
True.
Spanish.
It is Sanctifié. All right. Very cool. Very good.
You speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Well,
conversationally, not fluent.
The next language that you speak the most, or know the most of, then French, and then you know a few like phrases and words in like German and Japanese.
Weird random phrases.
Right, but you like, what is it? Like the etiology of words, like where
etymology.
They come. Okay, yeah, that. See, I don't even know.
That's just me being a nerd.
Yeah, but I feel like that makes you good at learning other languages, because like I don't pick up languages easy. Do you pick up languages easy? I know it's easier for kids. I don't know why, because maybe their brain's working or something. But like, I've never learned like I've never lived somewhere where they speak a totally different language and had to learn it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I haven't either.
No, because we've lived here
in Florida. Yeah. Donna Smith said, are you concerned about sending your kids to daycare in the pandemic? Donna Smith, that's a good question. I would have been. I would have been a few weeks ago. But I don't know what we're gonna do if we don't. Like if the world doesn't start moving that direction again, am I concerned? Yes. I'm also concerned every time we leave our kids for the night with a babysitter. And I'm not trying to compare the two. Before. Yeah. And I'm concerned when a car doesn't stop and almost hits us at a red light. I'm not saying one's better than the other. It's not what I'm saying at all.
But still, even this whole time, I've been leaving and being exposed to hundreds of people and coming back home to them. So would like they be even, exposed to a lot more if they were at school? I mean. Yeah.
And she goes to work at the hospital, and a few weeks ago, she got exposed, and she got a call, and she had to be quarantined for a while. We didn't know.
Well, they told me, but then it ended up it was negative, and so. But they had told me, even if it was positive, that I could go back to work. I would just have to wear a mask the whole time, which we are anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So, but to the rest of your question, Donna, yes, a little concerned. Also, it's like a smaller private school daycare kind of thing, which is pretty much what we work for. Like any money we would be saving goes into that because we know they
It's like
take
our rent.
It is about the same size as our rent. It's pretty ridiculous for the two of them.
Well, they are sending out an email because they are going to be taking more precautions, and they're going to send out a whole thing. And their hours are slightly shortened. And, you know, I mean, they want to be safe as well as keep the kids safe. So they're going to be taking precautions. We don't know exactly what they're doing yet because they haven't sent out the email. But
a lot of cleaning, probably.
I mean.
And then Sanctifié said, I heard you speak French, and that's why Brigitte fell in love with you. Ha, ha, ha.
It is one of the reasons.
Je parle seulement un peu de français, pas beaucoup.
Wait.
J'aime le pain.
He said he loves bread.
I like bread. Et aussi.
And also. I speak some French. I mean, I should know more considering I took it like all through high school, but.
Et aussi manger toutes les choses.
And he eats all the things.
So yeah, that. Of course, French baguette. Oh, oui, baguette. I mean, yeah, a little better than that. I could get her out if I absolutely had to. I could walk her and be like, "Où est la toilette? J'ai besoin d'aller aux toilettes," or something like that. But that's.
Donna is the nurse practitioner.
Oh, Donna.
So you
careful out there, Donna.
You understand, Donna.
Yes. And Linda said she's got 5 grown and married children.
Aww,
her husband of 46. That's awesome. 46 years, Donna.
Congratulations. Can you give us some advice, please?
Donna, what you got? What do you know, Donna? Tell us what's up.
Yeah, please pass on your wisdom because this is what we need.
Yeah, and she's working from home and she's retired from the school district. She loves being home, but her husband has a hard time with it. I get it.
Oh, that is completely how we are. In fact, if we could have reversed our roles during this time, we would have. But obviously, like, our jobs are not that way. So, like, I literally have to leave the house to do my job, and he could do his job from a computer because it changed slightly, you know, during the pandemic. Like, obviously, normally you're at church during services, but we're not having services, so everyone was moved to, you know, home and online.
Online, yeah. Well, in the first few weeks of it, like not last few weeks, a little better, but the first few weeks, it was like we were calling everybody who had ever been to our church. Be careful. But it's a pretty big church, and so there's a lot of people, and so we all had a bunch of phone calls to make, and it's really hard. I'm not like a huge phone person anyway, but it's really hard to make phone calls to people you don't really know and try to be encouraging or pastoral when there's a 1-year-old screeching and a 4-year-old constantly running up to you and bumping into you and asking for a million things or just questions, which I love. I love that our boy asks questions. But guys, sometimes I'm like, bro, I got stuff to do. Hypothetical.
Or when he screams, I gotta poop.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, go. Just go. You don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard for him to be home, especially because he's the extrovert of the two of us. And I mean,
if you couldn't tell,
is this true in your relationships? Is one of you really introverted and one extroverted? Because I feel like a lot of times that's the case, you know, opposites attract. And so he's very much the extrovert. I am the introvert, but I would say I'm like more reserved because when I know someone, you know, I'll talk your ear off. But if I'm in a crowd, like, I will just observe all day long if I don't know anyone. So, yeah, it's been hard for him to be home and for me to leave knowing that, you know, it's not ideal for him. But it is what it is. And you're doing a great job, dude. I know it's hard.
It's hard. I'm trying. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We have more questions.
We have more. Okay. And if you have joined in the last few minutes, say hi and jump in with a question. Let us know what you're thinking or if there's something you want to know about.
Yeah.
Just turns out we are losing subscribers by doing this live stream.
That's all right.
That's okay. We want to build a community of people
who want to be here.
Who want to be here and who are like-minded. And we are so excited by some of the people who have been so encouraging. That's really what we want. We want this to be a place where people are kind to each other, where they support each other. We want to find a way to have more community aspects to it. We are who we are. We're not trying to shove it down anybody's throat, but if you want to be here, we really want it to be a collaborative, encouraging type of place. I probably said encouraging too much. But if you know other people like that, share us with them and let them know to come on over. We'd love to get to know them. We are small enough right now, even though we started growing a lot, that if you comment, we'll comment back, and we want to talk to you guys and get to know you on YouTube, on Instagram, and all the above. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite holiday?
What is your favorite holiday, babe?
You can't pass it off to me. I asked
totally
you.
can. My favorite holiday, it's probably Christmas. Wait, favorite in what way? Like warm fuzzies or like theological importance?
Well, okay, the warm fuzzies, because obviously then it would be Easter.
Yes, okay.
Because that is the whole basis
Resurrection
for our faith.
Day.
Yes.
It's okay. So Christmas for me, we had very different types of childhoods.
Yes. Which has been interesting now that we have kids and we're starting our own traditions, because we've had to meld them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So like she had a very relatively stable childhood. Grew up with 2 parents in a nice neighborhoods and all this, and we were just different. A lot, very poor, single parent home. Lots of different abusive situations, things like that. And so for me, Christmas, my mom always worked really hard to make sure Christmas was at least there was peace and there was warmth in the home, and it was a time when family would come together. Those are good memories for me. So probably it's all like, nostalgia and nothing to do with our faith really, but just
well, you didn't really
it's
grow
probably my
up
favorite
Christian
holiday.
or anything. So.
Well, I did until I was 12, and then my grandma died. My grandma took me to church all the time if it was a thing. My mom was working all the time; she couldn't, and so I went way the other way. And I was looking for significance in other things in my life.
So I'm gonna answer, and then I'm gonna answer Donna's question here.
Okay.
My favorite holiday would probably still be Christmas too, just because it's so fun and like the anticipation, and we actually don't teach Benjamin about Santa.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Very controversial.
Don't judge us. We can talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, we might need to do a video on it. I don't know, but like, we just didn't feel comfortable lying to him, and we both grew up with Santa. So
yeah,
it's not
totally.
like,
I loved it.
Yeah, it was not anything to do with how we grew up or had bad experiences with it or anything like that, because we didn't. But anyway, but I like Christmas. I like the lights and just, it's usually colder, although not very much here in Florida. But it just is like this whole other season. And since we don't really have winter, like that's the closest to winter time where we do like hot drinks and cocoa and coffee and like all that stuff, that it's just like this warm, cozy feeling.
Yes.
Around Christmas
Which
time.
you don't get a lot in Florida because it's just too hot for anything to be warm. You don't want warm in Florida.
Yeah, tank tops or short sleeve shirts every day of the year.
Unless you're me, in which case you wear black and blue jeans and that's it. But that's a whole other thing. Yeah.
So Donna asked, is it challenging for Brigitte to be a pastor's wife as an introvert? And the answer is yes. I mean, we've talked about it in some videos that I always said I never want to be a pastor's wife. And then Brandon, when we met, he was like, well, I think I'm called to be a pastor. So. Well,
I said that and you were like, well, I don't ever want to be a pastor's wife.
Right. But, we have come since to like find out that it's just because I thought pastor's wives had to look and be a certain way. And I was not like that. I didn't feel, and I still don't feel, that I was called to work vocationally at a church. I was already, I think, in my job when we met, and so I felt like that was where I needed to be, and but the whole meeting lots of people, and you're always like, oh, come meet so and so, and I'm always happy to do it, because I do like meeting people, and obviously if you feel like I should meet these people,
I do drag her into
then there's usually like a connection or something, but when we go like on Sundays and stuff, and you're introducing me around and stuff, it is more draining, I feel like, than
I know. I look at her face. I see this look at her face that's like this, and I know that means, oh my gosh, you're sitting here right now. I'm just so tired. I want to go sit down and wait for service to start.
Or I want to go home because the kids are like dragging me and I'm exhausted.
But you're always very sweet, and like you are very warm and helpful with people.
Yeah, well, I do like people, so. But yes, it can be challenging because it always takes something to step out because of my natural introversion. So.
Yeah, Sanctifié says, ha 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 ha. I'm curious, sir. Which one are you? That's what I want to know. Now, so a question for you. And also, if you joined the last few minutes, say hi, comment with something. We'd love to get to know you. Oh, do we miss one there? Oh, Santa. We were talking about the Santa thing. So I have no beef with Santa. When I was a kid, I learned early that Santa wasn't real, but we had special gifts from Santa in our family. And so my logic was, well, my mom lied to me, and therefore, I guess it's fine if I continue to lie and say I pretend I believe in Santa, then I'll still get Santa presents, right? So the Santa thing made me believe, the Santa thing basically taught me to lie. Better? I don't know, it taught me to lie. And so I lied and said that I believed in Santa. And I was like 7, like, more presents. What did I know? I was 7. But the idea of like one day my son going, my dad lied to me for years, it just killed me. And so we do Santa. We do Santa, but Santa's like a nice character. Santa's a fun character like Captain America or Spider-Man. So, yeah.
So it seems like the ladies in the relationship tend to be more of the introverts.
Really?
At least from these, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then the husbands are usually extroverted.
I feel like Sanctifié is saying that they both love to talk.
Well, yes. But I love to talk too, but
you do, that's
not
true.
If I don't know them already. Like, there has to be some, like, common ground already, you know, for me to, like, really start talking. Like, I'm not just going to go up to someone in a crowd and be like, oh, hey, or start up some conversation while I'm sitting waiting for, like, you know, my car to be cleaned, you know, months ago. Like, that's just not me. Like, I do like to talk
but if you find out that somebody likes organization, essential oils, or Jesus, you guys can have a conversation.
Well, yeah, but like, I'm not just gonna start the conversation. If someone maybe starts the conversation with me, like, I'll engage back. But
Donna Smith says she too is definitely an introvert.
See, and Linda.
And Linda too. Linda says
her husband likes to.
Yeah. That's I it was funny today. We walked away from somewhere. Oh, there's a restaurant.
And Tina.
Wait. Oh, Tina. You love YouTubers that aren't afraid of talking about their Christian beliefs on YouTube. Keep it up. Thank you, Tina, for saying that. It's something we've gone back and forth about, actually. And not a lot. Like, we don't want to hide who we are, but like, how much do we make it a part of what we do? Question for you guys. If you're watching this live stream right now, you're probably somebody who likes what we're doing. Or maybe if you're here for the first time, like I know somebody already was. And if you're here for the first time, great. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube-y stuff. But if you've been around for a while, we're curious, what is it that makes you stick around? Why do you guys watch this? Like, we like talking about our faith. We also want this to be a place where people who don't have those beliefs, and there are a lot of them, also feel like they can call it home. And if they like who we are, if they like what we do, the way we talk, and they're like, oh, hey, they're like people who follow Jesus, but they're cool and I like them. I want some of what they got. Well, then maybe they'll want some more of what we have, which is the presence of the Holy Spirit in our life, which is our relationship with Jesus. And so awesome. We just we're trying to strike that balance between that and then be like, have you heard the word of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Because you need to get saved, right? If we do that, people might not want to watch as much. So why do you guys like watching? Let's see. Jennifer Mosley is an introvert also.
See?
Gosh.
The ladies.
What is up, guys?
Ladies. Or maybe it's just that us introvert
ladies not the ladies
are attracted to like extroverted men. Because otherwise, like, if you have two introverts, like, no one would talk to each other.
We have some friends. I did a wedding for some folks a while back they're both pretty extreme introverts. And it's very funny because we talked to them about, like, what do you guys just sit around, like, in the same room and not talk to each other? And basically, the answer is like, yeah, it's very sweet. You know, like.
Well, hey, if it works for them, it works.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So Jennifer Mosley's an introvert. I feel like you were about to say something. I cut you off.
I don't remember.
So, I was something earlier. Deanellis, what is wrong with me? I don't know if there's anything wrong with you. Oh, because she's an extrovert.
Nothing is wrong with you.
You're wonderful, I think. I don't know. I hope you're not a crazy person. I don't think you are. Because actually you have been like all up in the comments and encouraging and sweet. And every time you comment, it's like, Deanella's commented again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice.
And we like to go on people's Instagrams. That's why we love when people come follow us on Instagram.
Yes.
Then we can go to their pages and see, because most of the time people post more on Instagram than like on YouTube, and not everyone obviously has a channel, so it's not like you can really get to know people through YouTube unless it's just through the comments. But like when we go to people's Instagram pages, we get to see them and their families and their kids, and like
that sounds kind of creepy, right?
No, but like that's how we interact at this point, you know. Oh, you know what I was gonna say about like being Christian and being on YouTube and putting it out there is that it's hard to know how much to put out there too, because there is no two-way conversation, you know, because I mean obviously anything can be taken out of context on YouTube, even in person, but more so on YouTube, because there's no back and forth. It's a monologue of us talking, and then we get feedback. So if someone only watches like the first half and they maybe miss the second half, then they're not going to hear the rest of what we think, which may temper like the first half of like what we say, you know. So it is hard. So we appreciate that you appreciate what we're saying about our faith and stuff. But sometimes we don't know how much to put out there, because, you know, we can't hear back, and we can't have those even hard conversations with people that might be struggling about what they believe, or, you know, what they think about life and stuff like that. So,
anybody else have like an obsession with sparkling water at all? We got this electrolyte powder we drink, and then like we might be drinking a lot of it. It's a thing. So please don't judge us too much. And also now you know where we store it. It's right there in that little cubby thing, because you saw me go get it.
There's like 1, 2, 3.
There are a lot.
3 cubbies, 4,
there
5.
Are a lot.
There's 5 cubbies. Okay, when we say obsession,
Donna Smith has obsessions.
We mean obsession.
Yeah, it's a lot. But so maybe a little preachy here. We were talking. That reminded me of when you said earlier about the Imposter Syndrome.
Yeah.
This is something we've struggled with a lot. And it's one of my favorite themes. I don't know. It's a theme that I'm really interested in. I think that many people tend to go to one extreme or the other when it pertains to their like sense of self-worth or their sense of self-validation. By the way, I do this too. Like, I'm not good at this. And both of them are areas of pride, right? Like the idea that I'm so good at this and I should let you know about it because I'm so good at it, right? Or I'm just so bad and nobody cares what I think.
Like self-deprecating.
Yeah, self-deprecation. Both of those are pride, right? Because one of them, you say, well, it's insecurity. So how's that pride? Well, for us as believers, at least, right? We believe that who we are and who we see ourselves as should line up with who God sees us as. But it's not how we act.
Yeah.
Right? Like we actually act like what our perception of ourselves is more important than how God sees us. So if that's, so in the case of classical pride, that's, well, God says this about me, but I actually think this about me, so I feel like I can tell you things and I'm an expert at it, right? Or the other, which is, well, I know what God says about me. And I agree. But still...
Well, both are calling God a liar, then.
Right, both are calling God a liar. By saying that what he says is not as important as what the whole...
What I say or feel is true.
Right, so if like God wants to use you, because guys, if y'all don't know, she's very, very smart. And like obviously cute, but also very, very smart. And she hates when I embarrass her in front of people. And even though there's just a camera right now, I think this is really great.
But that's the same thing he does in real life.
I do,
people,
it's true. So other than that...
Well, in person with people. This is real life. We are in real life people. We just are talking to you through a camera.
They know that probably.
Well, and you know, people say that like... on YouTube, like
in real life.
In our real life, it's like, well,
yeah, we don't give you guys much fake life. We don't know how to do fake life very much. Like we kind of try things, it doesn't work.
No.
But did I cut you off?
No.
Great. So, just that idea that if God wants to use you for something and He's put it on your heart, like when my wife told me she felt like God told her to start a YouTube channel, I get out the way. Because I've learned that when this woman says God told her something, I just need to trust it. And husbands out there, if you hear from your wife that God told her something, just listen. What if she's wrong? Can't hurt you. Just go with it for a little while, right? So I said, okay. And if God wants to use her or use us to help other people, other families, to love more well and live wisely and be better together. It's a mission statement. Thanks. See what I did there? If God wants to use us for that, then who are we to say that we're not equipped for it? That's not how I feel, That's just what I know to be true.
Yeah. And I mean, there's so many other channels and people that I don't personally know that, I mean, they've spoken into my life because I've watched them. And I mean, they have no idea. Like, I should probably comment more on their channels. But, like, if they hadn't listened to God, like, I would never have gotten that wisdom from them. So,
Truth.
You know, that's why
Makes
we put
sense.
it out. Yeah.
What if we hadn't listened to God when we were being stupid? In life, there's, you know, in general.
About what?
About us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're better together.
True. I've heard that somewhere. Santifier says, there are 2 extroverts in our home. You're the stormy one, and your wife is the not so stormy one, unless there is food and candles around. I get the food thing. I'm curious about the candle thing, but that's fine. Do you get the candle thing? Candies. Maybe it's candies?
No, it says candles.
Okay,
Maybe
candles.
because
Candles.
she can't, like, move things, push things, sell things. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Clarify, maybe.
Yeah, clarified. Maybe clarify.
Faith is a big reason why we follow your channel. Oh, I'm very selective about who. It's true.
That means a
And we
lot.
are selective about who we listen to too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what you put in starts to become the things you mull around and the things that get into your heart. And it's not to say that we don't listen to things that are not like in line with exactly what we believe, because like we need to know what's happening in culture and stuff. But if that outweighs the other stuff that's being put in, you know what I mean, like in the amount, then that's gonna start overpowering our worldview, you know. And we need to make it so that it's the other way.
Yeah.
Like all of the godly wisdom and, you know, hearing from him through his word and stuff like that, that needs to be more than everything else.
Right.
So it has the power to push out things that are not of him.
She preaches. It's a good thing. She's very wise. You should listen to her. Anything else?
We did have one more question.
Okay, one more. And then if you guys have more questions, pop them in, because I think we're going to wrap up pretty soon here.
Yeah. So we have, what family traditions do you have?
What family traditions do you have? I feel like we do have some family traditions.
Well, we've had to start taking like what we've had in childhood and implementing it. And for the first few years of our kids' lives, we didn't really, because first of all, we didn't know what we were going to do about Santa the first couple years. Yeah. And Benjamin was still too young that it didn't really matter. But I'd say around 3-4 is when we had to like kind of be like, okay, this is what we're going to do, at least for Christmas. But we have,
real quick, if you're just joining us, jump into the comments, say hi in the chat. We'd love to get to know you guys. Welcome. If you're new here, especially welcome. But if you're not new here, we still want you here. It's okay.
Okay, so a tradition we have that's not holiday related, but we have a tradition of going away 2 times a year.
Yes, this is a big deal. Actually.
Like just the 2 of us.
Yes.
And
that song's stuck in my head now.
We might
just the 2 of us. We can make it if we... Okay, go ahead.
But we might like start changing that to be 1 family time away and then 1 like us time away.
Yeah, that's true.
Or something like that.
We were going to do a video a while back called something like get away from your kids because you love them. Or take a vacation away from your kids because you love them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
We'll come back.
Okay.
Because we believe that one of the best things, because I didn't have this, and you had it in different ways too, right, than we're doing growing up, was the example of like putting, and not like bad, like your parents are still together and they love each other, but like putting your marriage ahead of everything else, right? Because when our kids grow up and they get married, how will they love their spouse? And it'll probably be a lot like what they saw growing up, unless they want to make intentional actions to change it. And so I've had to make a lot of intentional choices to change how I love based on what I grew up seeing, which was very different. So we are exemplifying putting our spouse first.
Yeah.
And committing to that time, even if it's hard. Like Benjamin misses us when we go for a night, away for a night or 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. But he will remember as a young man seeing that that daddy put mommy first and mommy put daddy first, and that we committed time to this thing.
Yeah.
And they cut you off.
And that's so important, because then when we're good together, we're better for them. Just like with self-care, like if I'm good and filling my tank and doing things that refresh me, then I'm better with my kids. I'm more patient, like, because when I'm tired or hungry, like, and I've just had a long day and they ask a billion questions and the same question over and over and over, like, I get short. And it's like, okay, well, if I make sure that I'm taking care of myself to the best of my ability, then I'm able to handle it a lot better. So, yeah, going away, that's a tradition we started.
And so, we might be changing that to doing...
Oh, Sarah's on!
I know, I saw it. I was waiting until you were done.
Oh, sorry. Hi,
Sarah. Hi, Sarah. We're glad you're here. But I lose track of things, so I have to, like, stay focused. We might be changing that now that we have... The kids are getting older and they can enjoy vacation. Well, at least Benjamin can more. Might be doing one thing with the kids, like going away for a few days with Benjamin, and then we take a night or two away during that week.
Right.
And then, like, the next time we take most of the week away on our own or something like that.
So usually it's like a May, June, and like a November time. Because November is our anniversary. November
3rd, 2012. It's good that I know that, probably. Yeah, 4 p.m. Ish.
Was it? Well, 4:30, 5, something like that.
Something like that, Sarah is watching with her 9... Hello, Emily. And... Okay, wait, back up. Okay, Dianellis, we saw that. Salty TVA said she can start a conversation. Linda, wait, hold on, whoa.
Sorry, I skipped.
Okay, wait. Salty TVA says that Dianellis can start a conversation anytime people talk about... I
love candles, too. But, like, I have a lot of essential
I like mandals. Like, there are
things
certain
that smell
like wood.
Yeah. Like sawdust.
Sawdust, people, is man glitter. Think about that. That's a thing to consider.
Sawdust is man glitter. I do like candles. You do like candles too.
Yeah, I do. I like things that are pretty.
And yes, Linda, I agree. The very best thing you can do for your children is loving your spouse well and first. That's what we try to do. I mean, we're not perfect. And it's hard to leave your kids. Like,
it is, yeah. Really
because the way that we love them is different from the way we love each other. You know, it's a totally different, like, kind of love, you know? And they're your flesh and blood, you know? And so it can be hard. I mean, I'm always thankful, obviously, that we do. And, like, it's just refreshing to, like, have conversation without being interrupted, and like we get to have ongoing conversation that we wouldn't have going about our daily life, because we'd be having to make dinner or like go to work or go to bed, or we'd just be interrupted by the daily chores of life that we can't ever get past a certain place in our normal routine.
And I think it's very much like when you come home from work at the end of the day, I, at least, and I think many other people do too, feel like they've got to wind down a bit before they can like switch into like home mode. It's the same way with vacation, right? You need a day or two to feel like you're on vacation. And then it's the same way with your marriage. Like, we go away and it takes a little while, like for her, but maybe it's just because she's an introvert. I don't know. Introverts, you can comment on this. To feel like she can switch into conversation mode about deeper things in the future and our relationship. It takes time to get to a place where you can have those conversations. Even for extroverts, even for me, it takes a little time.
Well, it's just switching gears. Yeah, I mean, because sometimes we're just in like go mode and getting out, to work on time and getting the kids ready and the lunches and like sleeping and bath time and blah, so it can be hard to just switch over to be like, okay, this is back to us, and what do we want for our future, and like connecting, in that way.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Is that there? Were no more questions? Awesome. No, maybe.
Yeah. That was it.
So if you have another question and we can answer it in the next like minute or two as we close this thing out, awesome. But we have just I've enjoyed this. Have you had we didn't talk about like future stuff at all.
We didn't.
No. Guys, we got monetized, which is crazy.
Yeah, we're going to do a video on it.
Oh my gosh.
We wanted to do one today. We wanted to do one yesterday.
It didn't happen.
It just didn't happen. But
yeah,
we are monetized, so you've probably noticed the ads.
I mean, like 80 cents a day. It's so good.
I mean, you've probably seen the ads, so you probably figured it out. But
thanks.
We're going to do a video on getting monetized and
like what
the future, like what we want to do and where we see it going.
Yeah, there are two things really for the channel for us, like long term. It's like we want to add value to people's lives. We want to add value to your lives, and we want to build community doing that around this joint desire to grow together. And it's a mission statement, right? We want to inspire people to love well,
live wisely,
and be better
together.
See, oh my gosh, we didn't even practice that. Okay,
No, we didn't.
Right? But that's what we want to do. And so, great. That's what we want to do with the community. But we're working at this thing and we're building it. And what do we want it to do for us as a family? And you know, guys, one day we'd love to be able to build a house or buy a house. We'd like that. We rent. And maybe we can grow this thing big enough. Like, can we have a community of like 4 million people? Is that possible? I don't know. We didn't think a year ago we'd have a community of 3,000 people, and here we are. Right? Like.
But we were talking about other things we can do besides just YouTube. So like we have a blog, which if you didn't know, it's ourfamilybee.com.
Yeah.
And so we want to provide some other information over there. Maybe do like a monthly newsletter. Nothing to like, bombard people, but like
no,
a monthly
but like
newsletter.
more engagement.
Some other like printable stuff. Short like ebooks that they're not recipe books, although lots of people do recipe books, but other types of ebooks. And I don't know, should we tell them?
I don't know.
Well,
which part? Like selling stuff?
No.
When?
Well, the ebook would
the
be
ebooks.
sold. The
Yeah,
other
we're telling
free
them about the
printables
ebooks.
wouldn't
Oh, wait, about the.
Yeah.
Oh, so guys, we're thinking about writing a devotional.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might just messed up the stream. Oh, I just bumped it. Okay, it's good. We're thinking about writing a devotional. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? I know we said we were going to end this thing. We're going to end this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to write a devotional for busy couples.
Yeah.
And like make it an ebook and sell it for like $5 or something like that, or whatever is appropriate. I don't know what's appropriate. It's really fun watching you guys. Has anyone ever told you that Brigitte looks like Holly Furtick?
Oh, no, actually. But I do know what she looks like.
No, but I've heard I look a lot like Stephen. I've never heard that. I've never heard that I look like Stephen Furtick. That dude look good though.
I used to get, when I was younger, Cameron Diaz or that Felicity girl with the curly hair.
I'm not going to say who I used to get. It doesn't matter. I look older and bigger now, so it doesn't matter. You should do that for sure. Oh, we should do the
devotional?
Devotional? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Devotional for busy people. I like asking them things.
Yeah, I know.
I like getting feedback. This is nice.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone who has commented.
You guys are so awesome. We're so glad you're here. Like, it makes me so happy. We should do that for sure. Okay. So devotional coming. Gonna work on that. Newsletter, t-shirts.
Maybe t-shirts.
Maybe t-shirts. I don't know.
I mean, I want a t-shirt. For sure.
She wants a t-shirt. Maybe we'll make a t-shirt. Have you guys?
Can you guess what color it would be?
It's gonna be black because that's what we do. That's what we do. Black is our family color. Oh wait, okay.
Oh, Stacy.
First live I've seen, and yeah, ebooks are the thing now, and the book would be a good idea. This is our first live actually ever, so perfect timing, Stacy.
Yay.
And Dianella says, have you guys already set up a PO box? Yes.
Oh, we need to
have is it not on YouTube?
I don't know. Did you put it on our About page?
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah. Okay, we did like a couple weeks ago, actually.
Yeah. Do you want to pull it up and type it in there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then first, yes, devotional, says Jennifer Mosley. Cool. Okay. That's really good feedback. We literally just came up with that idea this morning at breakfast. So that's very good.
We're excited about that. And then the printables will be like a 2-week meal plan with a grocery list.
Yes.
Thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
And
you grab the address. It doesn't look like a PO box because it's like a UPS thing, but it works great. Stacy Rogers just found the channel the other day. Awesome. We're super glad you're here, Stacy. Yay. Yes, please, says Dean Ellis to something. Yeah. Brigitte makes lip balm.
Maybe to the meal plan and stuff.
Do what?
Maybe to the meal plan.
I don't know what she was saying. Yes, please. Dean Ellis, elaborate. But Brigitte makes a lip balm that's really, really good. And she makes deodorant and some other stuff. But here's the thing. To sell those things in the United States of America, you have to put a physical address like on the product. And it has to actually be the place where the thing comes from or is distributed. And we are a family. We are not a large distributor. And so I can't use somebody else's address. And you can't use a P.O. box. So we'd actually have to put our physical address where we live. And that's not going to happen. We're going to do that. So we're not going to be selling any of that stuff anytime soon. So we'll work on some other things. Wait, was she saying yes t-shirt? Was she saying yes devotional? I don't know. P.O. box? Wait, what? Above. Oh, okay, cool.
I was going to try to do it before. Right?
Oh, yeah, good move, wife. So yeah, so that's it. Oh wait, Dean Ellis, you guys should go live on Vision. Oh.
Okay.
Yes, the address. Oh, we could do that.
I just really want to get a pedicure, and I hope places are open because I haven't had one in like over a year. And my feet are bad.
Family tradition.
Oh, our family tradition, we do usually get Manny and Petties when we go away for our anniversary. And I make him get one.
Yep.
Manny and Petty.
And sometimes it's good. Like, I don't mind having,
He needs that.
Which one, honey? Which one do I need?
Mostly the Petty.
Because my feet have talons, is what she calls them.
Oh, maybe one for families too.
Do devotional, maybe one for families too. Busy couples would be a great start. Do you call him Sancti? How do you pronounce the short name? That's what I want to know. Birthday is is on the 13th. Oh, so Wednesday. Happy birthday, Sanctifié. Sarah Hensley, do a devotional, maybe one for family. Oh, I saw that one. Have him give you a petty. Honey, how would you feel about that?
I don't know. Can you do that? I mean, I know you probably could paint them, but...
Yeah. No, you don't want me to do that, probably. I don't know, Sarah. Or Donna. I don't know if she wants me to do that. Do a devotional.
You can give me a foot massage, though. That'd be nice.
I can give a mean foot massage. You think she married me for my face, people? No.
I didn't know you could rub feet, like...
That's true. You didn't know that we were dating. No. No, that's true. You are welcome, Sanctifié. And now we have the most viewers we've had the whole time, which is funny, as we need to wrap this thing.
Maybe we need to do it later.
Maybe we need to do it later. Okay, guys, wait. Let's ask a couple questions before we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a couple questions. One, should this be later or a different day? Throw some things here in the chat. My parents, a question.
Or in the comments if it closes.
Or in the comments if it closes. Yeah, my parents started a fajitas company, and they started using the home address. Yeah, but it's scary. And we got children, and
we know some other people on YouTube. Yeah. Well, Sarah and Sola's channel,
from our tribe of many. A lot of you guys probably came from there too. Yeah,
so we did ask them how they felt because they don't have their address out there and they don't do a house tour because they don't want people knowing the layout. But they have had some weird random
people come by their house.
Yeah. So
she would
if we had land and a gate. I would feel more safe, And we know some other people local that have YouTube channels that we've asked them. So.
And we live in a townhouse. It's basically an apartment. It's there's not much between us and the street or anybody coming by, and there's some crazies out there. You gotta be careful.
This is a great time.
In Pacific Standard Time. So what is that? It's 6:22.
Well, when we started at 8:30, it was 5:30.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Imagine saying
you with a Cuban accent.
Listen. So the Cuban accent thing. Dianelis, can you please out loud right now just say the Spanish word for rice and tell me if you pronounce the final letter, because I know 0 Cuban people who do. It's not arroz, it's arroz. Like an H sound. So with the Cuban accent. Sancti, maybe? Try that. Oh, the message just disappeared. It's how a food truck in the late 30s and us kids are grown.
Oh, the fajita place.
Oh, that's cool. Good time for you in the East Coast. Very cool, okay. Donna. Awesome. Love it.
No.
No. Cool. Well.
So I guess 8:30 is good. I mean, the kids would have it. 6:30 for Brielle.
My final conversation with Benjamin about no more noises, son, go to sleep, happened at 8:20. Yeah. And it ran down here and got this all set up. We're using our phone right now. We're going to figure one of our phones we're using. We're going to figure out how to use an actual camera so we can have graphics and stuff. But what was your expectation for this experience?
I really didn't have much, and I didn't think we would have any interaction with people. But that's my whole insecurity.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm always no one's gonna come to my birthday party because it happened one year and it really traumatized me.
And so yeah.
And then you've had multiple parties that have been surprises where lots of people came. So I know you were trying to get rid of my trauma.
I can't. Only the Lord can do that.
But
we need the Lord to work on those things. Yeah.
But I'm really glad that we did it.
The birthday party?
No, the
live stream. Good. Me too. I didn't know what it was going to be like, but I enjoyed it. Listen, the people that came in were super engaged, and I really enjoyed it. Wish you had known about it ahead of time. So thank you for being here, Santiago.
Well, I think we're going to post it.
I think it saves automatically.
Yeah, I think it saves it and you can post it.
It's had 4 likes. If you are watching and you like this and you haven't hit like yet, smash like crazy. Like, don't unlike it, but like hit like, because it'll be interesting to see what happens with this thing, because we released the Costco haul, which is like what grows the channel, the other day, and it's doing really well. But whenever we release a video right after, it can like throw everything off, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. Oh my gosh, we just went from 4 to 10 likes in 3 seconds. Yay! Bless
Good
you
job,
guys. Yay, anybody who's liking right now, smash like. Love it. That's so good. We should say that. We gotta get better at that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys are enjoying what we're doing, share it with somebody. Like, click the share button on your favorite video. Send it to a friend. Continue to watch. Engage in the comments. Like, if you engage in the comments on a video, it tells YouTube that, like, you like it. And so they share. It means more than anything. So likes, comments, shares. We are very excited about the future and hopeful and trying not to let insecurities get the best of us. But go to Instagram and talk to us too. We're there.
And we're trying to be there more.
Yeah, we're going to work on that.
We're going to be there more.
We'll work on it. And that's it. We love you guys. And we're super, super glad you're here. So that's it.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Hope everyone has a good night. Or if you're watching this later, morning, day.
Yes, and until we see you again, don't forget. Life is better together. And how do I actually end this thing?
I don't know.
How do I actually end the thing? Oh, we have to end it up there where the camera is. What are you doing? You don't advertising.
Sparkling water.
Are you sure you want to?
I'll have